Hello friends. Welcome to Anhad channel, where we simplify difficult concepts in finance, banking, insurance, economics. Today we are going to discuss topic enterprise risk management. Every individual and every business face uncertainty. Sometimes things happen exactly as planned, while at other times unexpected events may occur. A new competitor may enter the market, a machine may break down, customer demand may suddenly decline, or a cyber attack may disrupt business operations. These uncertain events can affect the success of an organization. Businesses cannot eliminate uncertainty completely, but they can prepare themselves to identify potential risks, evaluate their impact, and take appropriate actions to reduce their effects. This systematic approach is known as risk management. To understand risk management, we first need to understand the meaning and definition of risk. Risk refers to the possibility that an event or situation may occur which could affect the achievement of organizational objectives. Simply put, risk is the possibility of loss, damage, uncertainty, or deviation from expected outcomes due to unforeseen events. Risk does not always mean something negative. Some risks may also create opportunities. For example, investing in a new technology carries the risk of failure, but it may also provide significant competitive advantages if successful. Therefore, risk involves both potential losses and potential gains. Risk management is the systematic process of identifying, assessing, controlling, monitoring, and reviewing risks that may affect an organization's objectives. It helps organizations minimize potential losses, take advantage of opportunities, and ensure smooth and sustainable operations. Risk management helps in achieving organizational objectives by 1. Better decision-making. Risk management helps leaders identify and evaluate risks before making decisions. This leads to more informed and balanced choices aligned with organizational goals. 2. Business continuity and stability. It prepares the organization to handle disruptions like financial losses, cyber risks, or operational failures. This ensures smooth operations even during uncertainties. 3. Achievement of strategic goals. By integrating risk controls into planning, risk management supports long-term objectives. It ensures that risks do not block growth and performance. Let us now get familiar with important characteristics of risk. First is that risk involves uncertainty. Future events cannot be predicted with complete certainty. Example, a company cannot accurately predict whether customer demand will increase or decrease next year. Second is risk affects objectives. Every risk has the potential to influence business goals. Example, a cyber attack may interrupt operations and reduce revenue. Third is risk can be measured. Organizations often estimate probability of occurrence and potential impact. This helps prioritize risks. Fourth is that risk changes over time. New technologies, regulations, competitors, and customer preferences continuously create new risks. Fifth is that every organization faces risk. Whether small or large, every organization experiences some form of risk. Whether the organization is banks, hospitals, manufacturing companies, educational institutions, or government departments, risk is faced by everyone. Our next topic is types of risk. These types are 1. Operational risk. Operational risk arises from failures in internal processes, people, systems, or external events affecting daily operations. Example, a factory stops production due to sudden machine breakdown. 2. Financial risk. Financial risk refers to losses arising from changes in market conditions, credit issues, or liquidity problems. Example, an exporter loses money when currency exchange rates fluctuate unfavorably. 3. Strategic risk. Strategic risk occurs due to poor business decisions or changes in the competitive environment. Example, a company loses market share by failing to adopt new technology. 4. Compliance or regulatory risk. Compliance risk arises when organizations fail to follow laws, rules, or industry regulations. Example, a company is fined for violating environmental protection laws. 5. Reputational risk. Reputational risk is the potential loss of public trust due to negative events or poor performance. Example, A brand faces backlash after selling defective or unsafe products. 6. Cybersecurity risk. Cybersecurity risk involves threats to digital systems, data, and online operations. Example: hackers steal customer data from an online banking system. Operational, reputational, and regulatory risks are closely interconnected and can strongly influence each other. Operational risks, which are due to system failures, human errors, and process breakdowns, often acts as the root cause of other risks. For example, a system failure can lead to service disruption. This can trigger reputational risk, as customers lose trust when services are affected. Negative publicity and loss of confidence can reduce sales and market value. It may also lead to regulatory risk, where authorities impose fines or penalties for poor compliance or failure in standards. This increases costs and creates legal pressure on the organization. Overall, these risks are linked in a chain. Operational issues can damage reputation and attract regulatory action, ultimately reducing organizational performance and competitiveness. We now move to governance structure. Governance structure in risk management defines how responsibilities are distributed across different levels of an organization to ensure effective risk control. It provides clarity in roles, reporting lines, and decision-making so that risks are properly identified, assessed, and managed. The Board of Directors provides overall oversight, approves risk policies, sets risk appetite, and ensures alignment with strategic goals. For example, it evaluates risks before approving expansion into new markets. Senior management implements risk policies in daily operations, develops controls, and manages operational risks. For example, it may introduce cybersecurity tools to reduce data breach risks. The Risk Committee supports the board by reviewing risk reports, monitoring emerging risks, and suggesting improvements. For example, it may recommend stronger cybersecurity measures when cyber threats increase. Our next topic is risk management framework components. These are risk appetite, risk tolerance, and risk culture. Risk appetite is the overall level and type of risk an organization is willing to take to achieve its objectives. It is set at the strategic level by the board of directors. Risk tolerance. Risk tolerance is the acceptable level of variation or deviation from the risk appetite in day-to-day operations. It is more detailed and operational, guiding limits for managers. Risk culture. Risk culture refers to the shared values, attitudes, and behaviors that influence how people in an organization identify and manage risks. It ensures risk awareness is practiced at all levels. Risk appetite, risk tolerance, and risk culture are closely connected and together form the foundation of effective risk management. Risk appetite, risk tolerance, and risk culture in an organization. In simple terms, risk appetite sets the strategy, risk tolerance sets the limits, and risk culture ensures behavioral execution. All three must work together. Without a strong risk culture, even well-defined appetite and tolerance cannot be effectively implemented. Our next topic is risk management life cycle. The risk management life cycle is a continuous and systematic process of identifying, assessing, controlling, monitoring, and reviewing risks throughout an organization. It helps organizations minimize losses, improve decision-making, and achieve their objectives. 1. Risk identification. Potential risks that may affect the organization are identified from internal and external sources. Example: identifying risks such as cyber attacks, machine breakdowns, or supply chain disruptions. 2. Risk assessment. The identified risks are analyzed based on their likelihood and impact to determine their priority. Example: a cyber attack is rated as a high-risk event due to its severe financial and operational impact. 3. Risk treatment response. Appropriate actions are selected to manage risks by avoiding, reducing, transferring, or accepting them. Example: installing firewalls and antivirus software to reduce cybersecurity risk. 4. Risk monitoring. Risks and the effectiveness of control measures are continuously monitored to detect changes or new risks. Example: regularly reviewing cybersecurity logs and system performance. 5. Risk reporting. Risk information is communicated to management and stakeholders for informed decision-making. Example, monthly risk reports submitted to senior management. 6. Risk review and improvement. The entire risk management process is periodically reviewed and updated to ensure its effectiveness. Example, updating risk policies after changes in business operations or regulations. Our next topic is risk assessment techniques. Risk assessment techniques are methods used by organizations to identify, analyze, and evaluate risks in order to understand their likelihood and impact, and to prioritize them for effective decision-making. These techniques include risk matrix, scenario analysis, stress testing, sensitivity analysis, and SWOT analysis, which help in assessing how severe a risk is and how it can affect organizational objectives. In simple terms, risk assessment techniques help organizations measure risks, compare them, and decide which risks need immediate attention and control. 1. Risk matrix. A risk matrix is used to prioritize risks based on their likelihood and impact. It classifies risks as low, medium, high, or extreme to help management focus on the most critical risks. Example, a cyber attack with high likelihood and high impact is treated as a top priority. 2. Scenario analysis. Scenario analysis evaluates the impact of different future situations, such as best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios. It supports planning and decision-making under uncertainty. Example, a company estimates the effect of rising raw material costs on profits. 3. Stress testing. Stress testing measures how an organization performs under extreme but realistic adverse conditions. It is widely used to assess financial and operational resilience. Example, a bank tests its ability to survive a major economic recession. 4. Sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis examines how changes in one variable affect business outcomes. It helps identify the factors that have the greatest impact on performance. Example, a company analyzes how changes in sales price affect profit. 5. SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis evaluates an organization's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It helps in strategic planning and decision-making. Example, a strong brand is a strength, while new competitors are a threat. Our next topic is risk register. A risk register is a centralized tool used to record, track, and manage all identified risks in an organization. It ensures that risks are properly documented, monitored, and controlled to avoid any being overlooked. It typically includes details such as risk description, category, likelihood, impact, risk rating, risk owner, control measures, response actions, and current status. This helps in clear accountability and effective decision-making. For example, in a manufacturing company, risks like machine breakdown are recorded with control measures such as preventive maintenance. In a bank, risks like loan defaults are tracked with credit checks and approval controls. Overall, a risk register helps organizations manage risks in a structured way, improving transparency, accountability, and continuous monitoring. The importance is risk register are identifying risks, records all potential risks systematically to ensure no important risk is overlooked. Monitoring risks, tracks the likelihood, impact, and status of risks to enable timely action. Managing risks, assigns risk owners and response plans to ensure effective risk control and accountability. Our next topic is internal controls for risk management. Internal controls are the policies, procedures, and systems designed to ensure that an organization operates efficiently, follows rules, protects assets, and produces accurate financial and operational information. They help reduce risks and prevent fraud, errors, and mismanagement. Components of internal controls. 1. Control environment. This is the foundation of internal control, reflecting the organization's values, ethics, and management attitude toward control and risk. Example, strong leadership promoting honesty and accountability. 2. Risk assessment. It involves identifying and analyzing risks that may prevent the organization from achieving its objectives. Example, identifying risk of cash theft in a retail store. 3. Control activities. These are specific actions and procedures put in place to reduce risks. Example, approval system for expenses and segregation of duties. 4. Information and communication. This ensures important information is properly recorded and shared within the organization. Example, financial reports shared with management for decision-making. 5. Monitoring activities. This involves regular review of internal controls to ensure they are working effectively. Example, internal audits conducted periodically. Overall, internal controls help organizations operate securely, efficiently, and in compliance with laws and policies. Our next topic is artificial intelligence and machine learning in the field of risk management. AI and ML are advanced technologies that help organizations identify, analyze, and predict risks more accurately and quickly by processing large volumes of data in real time. AI is widely used for fraud detection, where it identifies unusual transactions and alerts banks or companies immediately. Example, a bank blocking a suspicious credit card transaction based on AI detection. In cybersecurity risk management, AI detects malware, phishing attacks, and abnormal system behavior faster than traditional methods. Example, AI systems identifying and blocking a ransomware attack in real time. Machine learning helps in risk prediction and pattern recognition by learning from past data and improving accuracy over time. Example, ML models predicting loan default risk based on customer repayment history. AI and ML also support credit risk assessment and decision-making by analyzing customer behavior, income patterns, and financial history. Example, automated loan approval systems used by fintech companies. Overall, AI and ML make risk management more proactive, efficient, and data-driven, helping organizations respond faster and reduce losses effectively. AI and machine learning help in fraud detection by analyzing transaction data and identifying unusual patterns in real time. They learn from past fraud cases to detect similar suspicious activities more accurately. Example, if a credit card is used in 2 different countries within minutes, the system can instantly flag. Our last topic is Complete Enterprise Risk Management (ERM) model. The Enterprise Risk Management Model is a structured framework used by organizations to identify, assess, manage, monitor, and report risks across all levels. It integrates risk management into strategy and decision-making to achieve organizational objectives. The ERM process begins with establishing the context and identifying risks, followed by risk assessment using qualitative and quantitative techniques. Risks are then treated through strategies like avoidance, reduction, transfer, or acceptance. Continuous monitoring and reporting ensure risks remain within acceptable limits. ERM also promotes a strong risk culture, clear governance structure, and alignment with risk appetite and tolerance for effective and sustainable business performance. For example, in a bank, a loan default risk is identified, assessed using credit scoring, controlled through approval policies, monitored through repayment tracking, reported to the risk committee, and continuously improved using updated credit models. Friends, with this we come to the end of today's session. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. On this channel, we regularly upload educational content on economics, finance, banking, insurance, financial crime, GST, income tax, accounting, financial management, and investment management in a simple and easy-to-understand manner. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you receive notifications whenever we upload a new video. Thank you for your support. See you in the next video with another interesting and informative topic. Till then, bye and take care.